Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video. My screen recorder only lets me record 5-minute videos, so I had to really rush through the overview. I wanted to touch a little bit more on this one slide about the Gottman's Four Horsemen. Plenty of good research that you can do on his relationship strategies and things like that. But I wanted to just make you aware of these four negative communication styles and how he defines them. So criticism, I think we're all familiar with that one. Verbal attacks and, assigning blame, that sort of thing. Contempt is even worse, looking down on someone else. Defensiveness, we've all done this from time to time. Stonewalling, this one's not as self-explanatory. So stonewalling, basically the way he defines it, is a person will come to a point of emotional overload and they will completely shut down. They are too overwhelmed with emotion, they can't continue on in the conversation. And that can lead to withdrawal, silent treatment, withholding affection, all kinds of things like that. It's a negative communication style, and it's one that comes as a result of a physiological overwhelm because of intense emotion. And in the case that this happens, if someone has this as communication style, the solution that he gives to this is to withdraw from the conversation for a time, pause it for now, and do something that's soothing. Now, it's helpful to work on these self-soothing techniques before the actual argument or defensiveness and all that comes up. But when you're in the moment, you would need to withdraw and you need to think about something else. You need to do something else. You need to let your body and your mind calm down a little bit, and then you can return and address the issue. So he offers these antidotes here for each of these negative communication styles. So criticism. So if you have something negative, you have to tell someone. Maybe you've got a roommate that's not cleaning. You have to start by avoiding blame and instead talk about what you need. So for example here, instead of making an accusation or saying blame or saying, hey, this is all your fault, be like, hey, I really feel much better when the house is clean. Let's make a chore chart. Suggest a positive solution. You want to avoid that criticism. Contempt, obviously, you always want to avoid attacking someone's character. You always want to make good assumptions about them. Assume that they're trying to do their best what they can with what they have. And just have that positive assumption of people. And of course, never insult or attack other people verbally. Defensiveness. Defensiveness usually happens when we feel like we're being accused of something. You can try to minimize defensiveness in other people by your communication style with those I statements and things like that. If you are feeling like you're being accused of something, if you're the roommate maybe who didn't do their dishes one night because you were busy or something, try to own responsibility for your part in the conflict. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I should have done the dishes, or I'm sorry, I shouldn't have responded that way, or take responsibility for your part in that. And then you can kind of start from there to start building a positive solution. You want to focus on those positive solutions, like the creator mindset. And then the stonewalling, again, the idea for that is if you find yourself getting emotionally overwhelmed by a conversation, try to be self-aware enough to say, oh, hey, you know what? I'm starting to get overwhelmed. I need to take a pause. Let's come back to this at whatever time. It's a good idea to set a date or an hour. We'll come back to this in an hour. We'll come back to this day. We'll come back to this in a week. If you can, and then take some time to soothe yourself. You want to figure out ahead of time what's going to soothe you. I put down some suggestions here of things that can be physiologically soothing. Anyway, so I wanted to just touch a little bit more on those things, and there's plenty more research that you can do on these, but just so that it's not a confusing thing from the last video. Anyway, if you have questions on any of this, please let me know. Again, a lot you can get into with communication styles, building positive communication, and minimizing negative. But I'm hoping that this kind of gives you a bit of an introduction to some of these things, and if you saw any of these negative communication styles in yourself, it gives you an opportunity to go out and explore that a little bit more on your own. So, all right, thanks so much. Have a good day.